So this absolute unit is a meat whistle, and obviously it's a streamer pattern, but it's a streamer with a difference because not only is it streamer pattern, it works extremely well for fish feeding on crayfish, something that's pretty abundant in our rivers here in the UK now. And it's because of that reason that I fish it quite a lot. And the way the fly is tied, obviously it fishes this way up. It bounces and jigs along the bottom, and with those rubber legs and a little bit of flash, it's just like a fleeing crayfish, without being too in your face, if that makes sense. It's a really versatile streamer pattern, but it's just one that works extremely well for big fish, and it caught me one of my biggest fish last year in a small stream, sort of in amongst the trees and bushes. It was quite a battle, I can assure you. But there's a lot to it, but it's not too difficult to tie, so let's go ahead and tie it. So the first thing I do is, I've got a big jig hook here. Didn't muck about small stuff because it's big fish that you're after. And this is the, where the hell have I put it? That's the hook. And it's just such a good hook as well. Super sharp, long point. The 403 BLG Tiemco. Pricey but worth it. My tying thread, you can use whatever. I like red on this. It's got a little bit of red. Same as a crayfish. It's not a big deal and it's not too in your face. And just lock. Get enough wraps in there to lock that bead in place. That's your first part. Just lock that in place. All the way down. And leave yourself a little bump here. Now you can tie it in. I don't. I prefer to do it this way. And I get a strip of olive rabbit. You don't want loads. Give yourself about 1.5 inches. That's quite thick on the skin. 1.5 inches. Get all the fibres out of the way. Snip it. Pull that out of the way. And then it's just a case of we've got to take the stuff goes everywhere. We've got to take the hook off the vise. You can actually do it here if I bring this up. And I pierce it. So I've got enough of the body to work with. So I'll pierce it in the centre of the skin. Make sure I get this right. Like so. Take it off the vise. You can see I've got a pinch through the centre there. Pull them up and over. And then it'll butt up to that little sort of bed of tying thread I've got there. It'll butt up against that. And always, because you're fishing it this way, obviously your skin, your normal rabbit would be that way on the hook shank. This one is opposite. So the fur facing down. And then we just secure in with thread drops, locking up against that little butt, the little bulbous bit that you create. And what I'll do is I'll flare the hair just either side of the hook shank there. Take care. This stuff. Olive. Just a nice wee body. Wind it up. Excuse me. Touch and turns. Catch off. Give yourself plenty of space behind the head to work with because you've got a few bits to get in there. And snip that off. We've now got these bar silly legs. And we want 2 of these at each side. Take them off. Come up with your thread. And just pull them in to where they need to go. Same length. Like that. Same length as the... Make sure they separate. So you got 2 of this side, 2 of this side. Secure them in. Make sure they're all the same length as the rabbit, like so. And then what we've got to do is we've got to come in with a little bit of Rio Grande Flash. Semperfli does this, a little bit of red, a little bit of gold, not too much, just a little bit. We've got to do the same again, either side. Again, we don't want this too long. You want it the same length as the, yeah, that's alright actually, same length as the tail. So now for this bit, we've got a big bit of marabou, thick stem on there. We've got to try, put this over the back, and we've got to wind it as a hackle. We don't need much, maybe 2, maybe 3 turns, let's see. There's one. Pull your fibres back as you're going with this stuff. That's 1. That's 2. We'll brush these fibres out in a second. That's 2. And on the third one up, we'll call that quits there. Give it a, make sure you get plenty of thread in there. It looks faffy. You can do it as a loop, however, it's just better with a whole feather. Pull everything back, get a couple of thread wraps in there. Thread wraps secure everything. So, come on with a dubbing brush, pull some of these fibres out. There you go, so he's got that, ow! Sharp hooks. It's got that bulk. Long fibre there. I'll just show you that, I'll show you the bulk what I'm on about. That's what you're looking for. Loads of bulk. And then secure my vise back up again. So we've got your legs either side, and we've got that little bit of flash. We've now got to have a little bit of rabbit. I've probably got about an inch of rabbit there, inch of fur. And I just come in with my scissors and snip it off the skin so that I've got a straight edge. You can see that? And then what I do is I get the stub ends so that I've got the guard hairs facing up over the eye. I get the stub ends, push it over the hook to create a collar, and then with one thread drop loose, and then try and let it spin. And if it doesn't spin, you just pull the fibres to make sure that they catch in and they're going round the hook shank. Like so. They'll start to splay. And then once they've splayed like that, you've got them round the hook shank. We can then pull everything back, moisten the fingers. There's a little bit at the bottom there that I'm not happy with. See if I can unravel that and let it spin a little bit more. Go on. That's it there. Now, I've got the colour that I want now. I'll show you in a second. So I just pull all the guard hairs back. Give myself a little bit of space at the head. That's him. With the whip finishing tool, finish him off. And the last thing we're going to do is we're going to come in with a dubbing brush, Velcro. Get the fibres splayed all over the place. It's all about bulk with this thing. I'll show you in a second. So what I end up with is a bulky fly that slims down to nothing, although the back end stays bulky, which suits the crayfish and minnows that I'm trying to replicate in small fish. And you can see there the bulk of the fly. That's what we're after. And that's him, Meat Whistle. I think he gets his name Whistle because when you're casting that, the noise it makes when it's shooting past your ear is quite something. So the fly actually sits this way up. Legs here. The fly sits like that. Here's your hook. There's a fly. He bounces along the bottom. And that big strip of rabbit flapping about. That's like the crayfish legs when they're swimming. So that's him, the Meat Whistle. I hope you enjoyed that. There's plenty more flies on the channel covering all different species. So please drop in, subscribe, that'd be great. I'd really appreciate it. And I hope you enjoyed that. Thanks for watching.